Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. And in this video, so we won't be working on a Datsun today because we have a lot of things going on at the very moment. There's a lot of rearranging going on, a lot of things being moved back and forth, and it's just an overall mess, to be honest. So I figured this would be the perfect time to simply take a step back for a little bit and go back to the basics. I realized that some of you might know these simple things, but I also realized that a lot of people don't know. They just don't never mess with a car before ever in their life, and they just want to learn or start to learn how to check simple things at least, or work on simple things on your own car. So I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to start there. Start from the basics. So this is going to be a short video and maybe even a series to really, step back and really start from, let's say, square one. So this should be interesting. Okay, so the first thing I'll teach you, maybe not the first, but one of the first in this particular series, how to check the oil in your car. And this is one of the most simple, yet in my opinion, most overlooked thing that happens. And there can be disastrous results because of that oversight. Ask me how we know. So let me simply go over how I check it. First things first. So this is gonna be our guinea pig. First thing, the car needs to be cold, meaning first thing in the morning when you haven't turned on the car whatsoever, the engine needs to be cold. So you see this engine, it's all nice and dusty and what have you. Grab a rag or shirt or whatever you can get your hands on, because you will need it. So as you can see, this engine has two dipsticks. This one is for the engine oil and this one is for the transmission oil. Not checking the transmission oil, we're only simply checking the engine oil. Check it, you simply pull it out. And the first pull out doesn't really matter. Wipe it off. You're gonna have to wipe it off with the rag. So in order to check it, or what we're checking for, the level. So you see those 5 holes there? It doesn't really matter. Sometimes it doesn't have any holes. Sometimes it only has 2. It doesn't really matter. But do you see that cross cut pattern in between the holes, or where the holes are? That's your level. That's your markings for where the level is on the oil. So since this is the tip over here, that means closer to the tip, the lower the engine oil is. Farther from the tip means it has more oil. That would be the ideal range for here to here. Okay, so now that I explained that, I'm gonna go ahead and insert the dipstick once more into the engine here. Do you want it to go all the way in? Sometimes you're gonna struggle like this. You gotta find this little path to go in. There you go. Once you insert it back in, you're gonna wave, let's say 3 Mississippis, which is 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, and you're gonna pull it out again. And now we're gonna check for the level. So I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but you really want to get a good angle of it so you can see where it's wet. Okay, there you go. So you can see that obviously the dipstick is wet. The thing is, you need to find out how high up is it wet. So in this point, I'm not really sure if you can see it on video, but it goes up to the middle hole, a little bit short of that. So that means it is a little low on oil, so we could use some. It's not going to cause catastrophic damage right now, but just to prevent it from going lower, we could use some more oil on this engine. Knowing that, we need to make sure that it's reading correctly. So usually what I do is check it 2, maybe 3 times just to have a consistent reading here. Now that we kind of saw the level this time, again, we're going to wipe it off, insert it once more to the dipstick area, put it in, and again, 3 Mississippis. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. And it's gonna come right back out. You can see here, this is a dry spot right here. So that means it is filled up to around here. So now that we checked it twice, I'm pretty sure it's gonna stay there for the third one as well. But just in case, let's do it one more time. So again, wipe it off with your rag. Gonna insert it once more. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Again, pull it out and check the level once more. So you really can't see that dry spot here, but there's a dry spot right there in between the 3rd and the 4th hole there. So again, it is only submerged from shy of the middle hole down to the tip. So it is a little bit low on oil. So that means you should probably put oil in this thing. Just a little bit. Wipe it and insert it. There you go. Make sure it's all the way in. Okay, so now that we know that it's low on oil, let's go ahead and put some oil in it. We're pretty much ready to pour in some oil. This is basically what you'll need. So number 1, you need oil. obviously. As far as the weight of oil that you'll use, it depends on which engine and your application. So definitely make sure you know which one you need. You can always Google it. Also, you'll need a funnel. This definitely comes in handy. So where does the oil go? It goes right in here. This is the oil cap right here. So you simply remove this, grab your funnel, put it right there, and now you're ready to pour. And you may be asking yourself right now, how much oil do I put in? How do I know how much it needs? Hell, I don't know that. The answer to that is simply this. You pour a little bit and then you check your dipstick and you go from there. If it still needs oil, you add more oil, but you definitely don't want to overfill it with oil. As you guys can see, it has give or take around a half quart of oil here. Probably won't make the whole thing. But anyway, let's go ahead and pour the oil here. And stop. Again, it's not much that I poured in there because I just want to check the dipstick. Pull out the dipstick. The first reading doesn't really matter. So clean the dipstick, insert it. 3 Mississippis, 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. It's going back out. Now we check the reading. And it did raise a little bit. Now it's in between the middle hole and the fourth hole. As you can see, it's pretty wet. So now we can add a little bit more. It just depends on what you want to do. Personally, I think that should be fine. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Once you're happy with your oil level, insert it back in here. Take off your funnel, reinstall your oil cap here. Congratulations, you just 1, checked the oil, and 2, added oil. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Consider subscribing if you're enjoying the content. Follow us on IG, Los Menos Vera. If you guys have any questions and concerns, make sure to drop down a comment over here. See you guys next time. Peace.